If you want to create a realistic shadow in Krita, there's a very easy non-destructive method that gives you full control without permanently changing your artwork. In this video, I'll show you exactly how to do it step by step so you can add shadows that look natural, adjust them anytime, and keep your layer clean and editable. And if this tutorial helps you out, make sure to hit the like button and subscribe for more quick Krita tips and design tutorials. Let's jump in. First, open your Krita project and make sure you already have the object or subject on its own layer. This method works best when the item you want to shadow is separated from the background because that makes it much easier to style it properly. Now, right-click on your object layer. A menu will appear and from there, choose Layer Styles. This is where Krita lets you add visual effects like shadows, glow, and other layer-based styling options. Once the Layer Styles panel opens, look at the list on the left side. You'll see a section for Drop Shadow. Click the checkbox next to Drop Shadow to turn it on. As soon as you enable it, Krita will start applying a shadow effect to your layer, and you'll immediately see that your object begins to stand out more from the background. Now comes the part where you fine-tune the look. One of the most important settings is the angle wheel. This controls the direction of the light source, which determines where the shadow falls. If you move the angle in one direction, the shadow will shift accordingly, and that helps you match the shadow to the lighting in your scene. For example, if your light is coming from the upper left, you want the shadow to fall toward the lower right. Adjusting the angle properly makes the effect look much more believable. Next, look for the distance slider. This controls how far the shadow is pushed away from the object. If the distance is low, the shadow stays close, which can work for soft lighting or subtle effects. If you increase the distance, the shadow moves farther away, which can create a stronger, more dramatic separation from the background. Just move it slowly until the shadow sits where you want it. After that, adjust the size slider. This is what controls how blurred or soft the shadow edges appear. A smaller size gives you a sharper shadow, while a larger size creates a softer, more realistic blur. For most natural shadows, a little blur goes a long way. You usually don't want the edges to look too hard unless you're going for a very stylized effect, so experiment with the size until the shadow blends nicely into the scene. Take a moment to compare the before and after. You'll notice that adding even a simple drop shadow can give your object more depth, help it pop off the canvas, and make the design feel much more polished. The best part about using layer styles is that it's non-destructive, which means you can go back at any time and change the shadow settings without damaging the original artwork. That makes it perfect for editing, testing different looks, and refining your design as you work. If you want a subtle shadow, keep the distance moderate and the size soft. If you want a more noticeable shadow, increase the distance and blur a bit more until it fits your composition. The key is to keep your shadow consistent with the lighting and mood of the image. Once you're happy with the result, you're done. You've now created a shadow in Krita using the non-destructive layer style method. This is one of the easiest and most flexible ways to add depth to your artwork, and it's a great technique to keep in your workflow for future projects. If this video helped, please like, subscribe, and turn on notifications so you don't miss more Krita tutorials. Thanks for watching, and I'll see you in the next one.